The next section, the next item is first review of many policies. We recently went over these at the policy committee. I don't know, is it practice, good form to read through the entire section of this entire list of policies? I'm sort of asking Mrs. Buswell, based on your experience.
I think because there's so many, certainly it's the first review and it's there for all of us to have the opportunity to read through.
And I would just point out to the public, there are many policies here. Please, if you have an interest in the policies that we routinely approve, you can go on to the district's website under meetings and agenda and find a complete list of all these policies, not just a list of them, the entire body of the policies that are being recommended, so that if anyone, any parents or anyone in the community has any interest in them, they're all there for review.
Mr. Hurd, maybe you would want to do a close-up of the screen. I don't know if it would show, but just so you're aware, Neola gave me a flash drive this time, so I was able to put the old policy, our policy and their recommendations next to each other and make the changes that way. So when people look at it, you can actually see the new language that's embedded and what's been crossed out. So I was able to go through all of the policies and put them in this format if they had been recommended changes from Neola. So it should be relatively easy for the general public to see where the differences in policy will be, as well as board members.
And are there any policies in particular that, even as for us as board members, that you would like to point out, or they're there for our review? And
well, I don't think there's really anything that's, all of the policies, changes that are being recommended by Neola come from changes in federal or state law. So, we're making those recommendations to make the changes based on those legal changes. We did have one request, and it's really not going to be a part of board policy, but you'll see the language that's embedded for our middle school students who take algebra do receive high school credit for that class. It's elective credit. And we did have a student from St. Mary's ask, as an 8th grader, is it possible for me to get elective credit for taking algebra there? So we had discussed that administratively, decided to, after a discussion with Mr. Hay, also at the high school, decided that we felt it would be best if those students took an assessment upon entering Toma High School. If they pass that algebra assessment, then they are able to receive elective credit for the course, just as our middle school students do when they take the class and pass the assessment that's given. So there'll be an opportunity for students in our parochial schools to earn elective credit if they so choose. But most of the other policies, again, it's language from Neola that they recommend.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. And again, that's for first review, so all of those will be back on the agenda next month for approval or debate, such as the case